So I hope we have a lot of live people because I've been sending this thing out all over the place.
I also hope we do as well. We are live and recording. So
don't worry, nobody's watching, Raja.
Right. Exactly.
What's the expression? Dance as if no one was watching.
That's right. Yeah.
We're gonna D&D like nobody's watching.
So, for everyone who has just joined us, welcome to tonight's session of The Holy Rollers. Tonight we will pick up where we left off, having a conversation with the severed head. We will we'll see how that goes.
I forgot about that. Oh no.
Now, hold on a second, because I distinctly remember Terrence going to the table. He did not want anything to do with that.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't want anything to do with it.
I think Raja was the same thing.
Yep. So, just a quick announcement. There will not be a new episode next week. I will be hanging out in Monument Valley up in Utah, so look for pictures from that, but we will be back the first week of October, I believe. That day would be October 6th, so new episode will be online October 7th. With that, Mr. Kyle...
But you can watch it live.
That's right. Raja has... He'll be leading our prayer this evening, and we'll start it off with him.
Okay, everybody join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this time that you've provided us to come together to enjoy this game and to praise your name, Lord. Lord, for those that are listening and having struggles of their own, I just pray that you touch upon each one of them and help them in whatever way they're struggling. For those that are not struggling, I just pray that you continue to bless them as you have been, and just use us all for your will and your plan, Lord. And we thank you for all that you do for us, all that you give us. And we just ask that you continue doing your wonderful work. In Christ Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
And DM, real quick public service announcement.
Yeah, go for it.
So I went through yesterday, I think, or the day before, and on every video placed a comment with the link to our Facebook group.
Love it.
Anybody who wants to get on there, just go to any one of those. The link's there. Click on it. Answer all the questions. You will be denied and asked to resubmit with all the questions answered. So, and the reason being is because we need to know who's coming in so that we're not having to deal with trolls, yeah.
No,
and that and spammers, yeah. Mostly spammers, you know. I don't want somebody who's going to sell deodorant coming into the group. I already have enough.
We like the stinky.
Parents may need it, though, but, you know, that's just... Anyways. Done with this public service announcement.
No, love it.
Yeah, really.
Hey, before we do get kicked off, I think a congratulations is in order for our own Kyle, who was baptized this week. So,
yeah.
Thank you.
I really think that we need to
Rebaptized.
Rebaptized. Okay.
Nice.
Yes, and I really think we need to take that video and put it on the Facebook group.
Which one?
The one of him getting baptized.
Oh, that was Brandon.
Yeah,
I don't know if there was a video.
All right, we need the picture of Roger.
Yeah, we've got was that in a river?
It was.
It was. Yeah, that was a gorgeous location. So no, definitely.
So you traveled all the way to Jordan just to get baptized?
That's right.
That's so cool.
I wish.
Like, literally, how cool would that be?
Humble brag much.
Right, humble brag, definitely. Yeah, for sure. All right, so with that, everything now covered. Let's get into this night's episode.
This does mean we have not done a long rest.
We have not done a long rest yet.
That's right. Okay.
We just have one order of business to take care of before.
Yeah.
That's right.
Didn't we go upstairs to like sleep or something like
that? As the group made their way back into the cellar location, and made your way back upstairs. The tavern itself doesn't have any rooms. So you go to a separate inn.
What's the inn called?
The inn is the Dragon Scale Inn for the Dragon Scale Islands that you were in.
Okay.
Cool. I thought he was going to call it a head in. Sorry.
So
That'd be awkward.
right. So as the group goes and checks in for the evening, the innkeeper easily gets you the rooms that you need, with an assumption that the ritual would be done in Betterduck's room.
DM, I do want to just reiterate again that as we were leaving the tavern, we made a big big to do about how we found nothing to the tavern keeper, so that there'd be no, hopefully no suspicion that we actually found anything.
Got it. Okay, I like it. All right, so before we kick the ritual off, who is... I know Terrence and Raja did not want to be in the room.
Nope.
And did Mara, didn't you say something like you didn't want to be in there, or were you going to join us?
I'll probably be like in a corner because she's curious, but she doesn't want to be like too close to it. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'm definitely like right there with like my book and like
notes.
I'm definitely nauseous right now, but because this is disgusting.
Right.
But I can't pass this up.
Yep, exactly. All right, so what we'll do is I'm gonna have I'll have Betterduck, Albus, Muriel. I'm assuming you're coming.
Oh, wild horses couldn't keep me away from this.
and Mara as well. So we will be Terrence and Raja will be leaving the table for a minute. So I'll grab the other four. We'll go through and have the conversation, and we'll see how it goes.
It's hard to be a paladin.
I'm the cleric.
I know.
I just found the perfect GIF for that, and I put it in our group chat.
We'll get it later.
It's Johnny Bravo saying, "I'm sickened but curious."
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you make your way to Betterduck's room. Betterduck, I'm assuming, has the head in some type of like knapsack, so he's got it, and
Dripping blood.
I will let him kind of set the scene for it, and Betterduck, you just tell me when you're ready to cast, and we'll go through that conversation.
Will do. So, Erexine there, Mara, Muriel, and Albus come into the room. Okay, lock does whatever locking the door is, and this end probably just wouldn't catch. Okay, sir. First, Betterduck no actually do this yet before, sir. This is first time for Betterduck, sir.
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
You wanna like walk through it with us first before it happens?
Basically, Betterduck going to animate head. Only Betterduck will be able to ask question. Can ask 5 question is all.
Okay. Do you know what questions? You have an idea what questions we should ask?
Betterduck have ideas, but wanted to ask if what you all think what questions Betterduck should ask.
Okay. Well, what'd you come up first before we?
Questions Betterduck came up with. He seemed to be a leader type, boss type. I'm curious what entity power they serve and follow.
I agree. I think that's a good one.
Second question was going to be, Why have secret meeting place here under drinking place?
Okay.
Somewhat valid, I reckon. It is an odd place for a cult to set up shop.
Yeah,
What
you
if-
better duck think.
A lot of people.
Then was going to be, how many others follow you? What number?
And where?
There's 2 questions there. Well, the fourth was going to be, what ritual are you performing with big metal boiling pot when we found you?
I like that. I'm definitely curious about that.
And fifth question, but are not willing to leave this question off if you 3 have better? But I want to ask, what's he know about ritual to summon back Vathnagarth, if any?
Okay. Definitely could be. I do have 2 thoughts. One, we could ask what was in the cauldron because we know that it was magical, but we weren't able to tell what it was. The other one was we leave it open just in case his answers cause more questions.
Definitely.
Okay, that's good point. That's good point.
Let's certainly start with who they are and what they worship. Well, what they worship being the chief of those things.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
I like it, Better Duck.
Is good?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already an old hand at this, Better Duck.
But Benedict have one request. Once begin, Benedict ask to be quiet, all 3 of you. Benedict not sure how other voices may influence or impact this spell.
Understood.
If we have a thought, do you want us? Would it be okay if we wrote it down and showed it to you?
How long does this
Can you
last?
read, BD?
Is 10 minutes. I think he can read. That's why he's asking these questions now, because once it starts,
boy.
it might be.
Oh boy.
My question is, will Better Duck be able to remember all of those questions?
He's the one who came up with the questions, so.
So he's got a pretty good memory of
Yes.
that then? Okay.
However, the information given, that's why there's more than one person here.
So we can hear them. You just don't want us to talk.
Yes, only the caster can ask the questions.
Gotcha. Okie dokie.
Okay. So, Betterdeck will take the head out of the sack, and he'll actually try and keep the sack over the eyes so that it can't see. Place it on the ground and take out one of his incense box. As a cleric, he'll place a couple sticks. And then he'll go, God Bahamut, Benedict uncertain what about to happen. I'm comfortable with these gifts, but Benedict uncertain what happened, if good or if bad. Benedict ask for wisdom. Do this to help party, do this to help friends. Lights the incense and performs speak with dead, goes up to the head, boops the nose.
I knew it. It was coming.
So as you watch the incense start to burn, smoke begins to fill the room, kind of flows up. You watch as the head, not necessarily beginning to move, but you notice facial features start to kind of animate themselves. Cheekbones start to move, kind of eyelids, bottom of the eyes kind of start moving almost as if blinking, and you hear a voice, and it says, Where am I? Who are you?
A shiver goes down Mara's back, like, oh.
Well, why can't I move?
apologies. You're dead. But I have a question for you before I send you to peace.
I'm what?
You seem to be a leader of a group. What power, God, or what you follow? What you worship?
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm going to reach out and guide him.
Okay.
Now, guidance is plus
Four.
D4.
1d4.
Yeah.
All right, so
One-time use.
we'll go ahead and just add that D4. 19.
19.
Woohoo!
All right. Yes. While I'm not a leader of this cult, I am somewhat of a high-ranking member. We follow Kardak's Doomtooth.
Your location, your secret meeting place. Why have it underneath the drinking place? It's a weird place.
That is happenstance. One of the main entrances to this location is offshore by the beach.
Besides you, how many others follow this Kardec Stormtooth?
Well, there's gotta be at least a few hundred of us.
When we find you, you were doing sort of ritual with big metal pot bubbling. What sort of ritual are you doing?
I'll have you roll another persuasion check on this one.
I'll guide him again.
Persuasion. Not gonna get much out of this one, unfortunately.
What was it? Because I can have something I can also add. I can add bend luck.
Ooh.
So I'll just do that.
What does that do? Is it a
So
reroll?
bend luck, I can roll a d4 and add that to your thing. I just have to find it because I have to spend so many sorcery points. So let me roll it first. Roll the d4 and add that. All right, so add 2 to that.
All right. So a grand total of 7.
Oh, gosh.
Yikes.
So he takes a minute and he just says, if you continue searching through the dungeon, you'll find out what we're using that cauldron for.
That's fair. Last question for you. Then send you to be peaceful. What was bubbling inside of cauldron?
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Guidance again.
Oh, not bad.
Do you want me to bend luck one more time?
If you wish. It's
Yeah,
all
I
before
can-
I announce the final.
I can do it one more time. Another 2.
Nice.
So that is an 18 total.
All right, so with an 18, he says, it was a series of mixtures that we were using. There were black dragon scales and a few other things. And when it was finished, it will produce a small egg.
I have more question about Azov can do. Sorry for killing you, by the way. and he will reach up and boop the snoot, cutting off the spell.
Eyes
What
closed.
egg?
Face goes back just to this state, and the head is officially dead again.
Well, what egg? And how do we know that thing was telling the truth? That was creepy.
That are. It's no way to tell, honestly. It's a tricky spell to use. Sometime good, sometime not good. But at least it's free information to at least think. But yeah, was not good thing we stumbled into. Was not good thing we stumbled into at all.
No.
Good that we disrupted it then.
Well, did we though? Because we left the cauldron going.
We're gonna have to go back down there, aren't we?
Do we have to?
Not tonight. We can't physically do it.
No, I'm nearly tapped out, so I definitely need some rest.
Better they're going to suggest we sleep, and then we talk to the tanky people, let them know, and then do what Better Duck does not do. Think.
Better Duck, before I lose my meal.
Oh, he'll put the head back in the sack.
Thank you. Can we get rid of it too? I don't think I want to sleep with that in the inn.
Can someone help Better Duck go bury it?
No thanks.
Come on, Mara, you're big and strong.
Do you want me to smack the ground and see if I can whack 'em all a hole?
Oh,
guess
I
I could
know.
try that.
Terrence will do it. Just you use the words. Perform a ceremony or something. He'll do it for you.
Who will?
Terrence.
Oh
His old, high and mighty thing. That'll be,
Yeah, I'm sure.
Actually, yes, Better Duck. Good point. Better Duck will then unlock the door and go walk over to Terrence's room and.
All right, so let's.
Yep,
All right.
They're all back.
Everyone's back. So,
Everyone's back.
so Terrence, are you in your room at the inn, or are you somewhere else?
I would probably think that he's in his room,
Okay.
probably in prayer.
So as you're in your room, you hear.
And he stands up, hand on the hilt of his sword because he hadn't taken it off. Enter.
Can Better Duck reach the handle?
Yeah. That's a great question, though.
You see the door open, Better Duck kind of hanging on the.
Would it be appropriate for Terrence to chuckle at this point?
Probably.
What can I do for you, Better Duck?
Need help performing burial rite.
Oh, haven't done one of those yet. When are we going to do it?
Well, as soon as sun
Now.
goes down.
Okay.
Literally right now. Literally right now.
So you want me to come out now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Did you find anything?
Yeah. We'll tell tomorrow.
Okay. That
Still
sounds
feel that we need to do proper burial for.
okay. Are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just need help digging hole.
Oh, of course. Does anybody have a shovel?
I offered to try and hit the ground and try and make a hole that way, but I don't have a shovel now.
Okay. So I guess Terrence is gonna go down and talk to the innkeeper for a shovel.
You have metal hands, don't you? Just like
On that
Yeah.
note, Raj is drinking downstairs.
wait. Isn't the innkeeper gonna like question why in the world you need a shovel of all things? Like his mind might go to you wanting to bury a body or something.
That's why Terrence is going to roll a persuasion check.
I guess it's too late for me to change. Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's not bad.
Whew.
Yeah. So with an 18, Terrence talks to the innkeeper Clarence, and he's able to get a. He just points him out back and says, "Yeah, the shovels are out back." He does kind of give you this really weird look because here you are, this massive guy coming and asking for a shovel as the sun goes down, but he doesn't question it, and it just kind of moves on from there.
Don't ask questions you don't want to
Terrence
know the answer.
That's
says,
right.
Look, I just don't think the outhouse is going to hold everything, and walks away.
I was just about to say.
I love it. All right, so within the palisade walls of the island, there's not a ton of places necessarily to bury. So if you're, let's move everybody over to so you can actually see.
Cool.
I don't.
So your best,
Brandon, real
yeah.
quick, I don't know if it's supposed to, but your square on my screen is totally black. I don't know if that's what's going on the video as well.
It's not.
Okay.
Your camera symbol is
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yeah. So from a perspective, really, you're either A, going back down to the beach, B, kind of over like in this area, or C, kind of back behind the keep. You
Is
guys,
it not possible to go right about there?
where?
Back in that corner by the mountains where it's really hidden, back behind the blue building.
Oh, I see what you're
Kind of
saying.
back this way?
Yeah, a little bit. Nope, the other way. The other way. There, and right behind it, outside of the fence. Outside of the-
You could, but you would have to go through
The gate.
this gate here
Oh,
and make
okay.
your way around.
Okay, never mind.
I guess you could always go to the trees as well. So who's
As a dumb aside, we could always just keep the head for one night and then take it back down into the basement of the tavern tomorrow. Because
And put it with the rest of the bodies in the spider
if they've
web.
been hidden this long, it makes sense to re-hide our evidence where it's less likely to be found. And honestly, a headless body is a lot more suspicious to these cultists when they find these corpses than a body with a severed head.
So just out of curiosity, how do you propose we're going to get back down there without anybody being suspicious?
Well, now that we have a
I mean-
rapport with that bartender, maybe we'll have a better chance this time.
This is true.
He'll probably want a ton of money from us, but like maybe he's, I don't know. Maybe we
Well,
actually did find some gambling
They
down
did
there.
say
I
there
don't
was
know.
an entrance near the beach or on the
Yeah.
beach, so we could always go in there.
Better Deck has not said that.
down
part
below
yet.
the tavern.
Yeah,
Better duck
Uh,
is what?
Better Deck hasn't said that part that there's another way.
Oh,
into
my
the-
apologize. I didn't know that was meta. I thought we could all hear the head talking.
No.
Okay, my apologies. Better Duck, did the head give anything away as to what they were doing down there?
Well, you were there for that.
Well, it's more Terrence and Raja don't know
Yeah, gotcha.
that the. Better was
I
going
don't
to say that.
understand.
Better Deck just wanted to get rid of the head. He did not consider that was an option to just hold on to it for.
Understood. Bury it if you will. I just thought that might be a more seamless solution.
I think it's a bit more fun to just bury it.
Sounds good.
Especially
Also
now that I
drinking
persuaded.
at the bar.
Yeah. Especially seeing how I
Um,
persuaded the bartender to give me a shovel for what seems to be a massive Well,
Number 2.
exactly,
That's
exactly
right.
what we're getting ready to do, a massive dump.
That's right.
So when it comes back with dirt on it, he's not going to question why.
That's
right.
right.
All right. So, who is going on the adventure to bury the head?
Well, Better Duck and Terrence definitely are.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. So,
Albus is going to
I
stay
mean,
back.
Raja sees no reason to,
Yeah.
so no.
Yeah.
all right. So, Better Duck and Terrence, where are you going with the head?
So Terrence looks at Better Duck and says, "Show me where you want us to go." This is gonna be fun. Middle of the thing.
Are we splitting the party again?
Well, it's
Okay.
more
Well.
suspicious if a whole gang of people are walking with a severed head. I'm just saying.
The head is in the bag, which is in the bag of holding. So
Yeah, but who wants to bluff their way past people?
I guess Better
I
Duck
mean-
will look towards the nearest. In his eyes, where's the closest bit of dirt that he can see that potentially this could happen? I'm guessing over here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go. How about there?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so as you both kind of walk out of the inn and head that way,
Head.
right? Night has fallen. The town lights have been lit by the town guard. Not a ton of people out. Small island, not a ton of residents. As you're walking along, you overhear, kind of in a distance, not close enough that they notice you yet, a group of guards. So just make a stealth check and...
Oh, great.
A big metal guy making.
A natural 20.
Whoa.
Woo!
I have disadvantage on that, by the way.
So do I.
Oh yeah, because you're adamantine.
No, I
armor?
don't actually. I have mithril.
All right. Well,
I thought
I
you
have
had-
mithril takes away your disadvantage on stealth. I have adamantine, which means I can't be critted, but I still
Okay.
have
Right.
disadvantage. 8.
Hmm.
Okay. So they're far enough away with Terrence's natural 20. We'll say that as you're walking beside him and kind of stumble, but he notices it very quickly, kind of grabs you, and is able to just kind of grab you and walk on. So yeah, you make it over. You dig maybe probably like a 1 foot by 1 foot hole.
Probably
Maybe
about 3 foot deep.
maybe a little bit deeper, yeah. It takes you probably the better part of about, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes to an hour to get it done. Nobody comes along. Everything seems like it's going good. So yeah, what are you doing at that point?
Okay. He's got better to ask for the sack.
Okay, gives him the sack and
He'll place it. He'll open the sack, place 2 copper coins on the eyes, close the sack back up, and then as he's covering the head in dirt, he is casting Gentle Repose as his way of sanctifying this head so that it won't decompose for a while and it ain't becoming undead. It was a cultist.
That's entirely fair.
It's fair.
so Terrence is just watching this because this is a fellow cleric, so he's being very respectful.
Wants to he'll pat the dirt down and he'll say a little prayer to Bahamut.
And Terrence says a prayer to Jehovah that that this is the right thing and that this person finally will hopefully finally find rest, even though it was pretty clear that he wasn't following the ways of Jehovah.
We can go back now. He definitely no follow the ways of either Bahamut or Jehovah.
No. So at this point, Terrence offers Better Duck. Do you want to just jump up on my shoulder and go back? We'll go back quicker, or do you want to walk?
I am going to make an acrobatics. He just immediately, the second you give permission,
He jumps up.
He does.
17.
Yeah. So
Do I need to do a strength?
no, with his, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So he just, he hops on up there with a nice little jump, and you guys are off and back over to the inn. So once you get back, everyone's just kind of sitting around, kind of downstairs.
We are. What is it called when you debriefing? That's what we're
Yeah.
debriefing the day and what we heard. We're filling in Raja about the answers that we got from the cultist.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yeah. So from there, the night is yours. Just tell me what you want to do prior to your long rest, and
So one of the things that you all notice is that Terrence is not his normal happy-go-lucky. He's fairly downcast, fairly sullen, fairly disassociated from everybody. You kind of notice. Because a whole severed head thing just kind of doesn't sit well.
Berdick, well, as you put him down, he'll turn and thank you for trusting Butterduck. Butterduck not want to abuse this. Trying to
I
take the
do.
grips in.
I do trust you, Better Duck. And he sits down.
One thing I would like to recommend is that even though we're in an inn, that maybe like we just kind of still have at least one person watching, keeping an ear and eye out, because just in case, everything goes wrong and they find the cultists and the tavern keeper blabs that we were the ones that did, and they somehow find us here. I mean, this is probably the only inn on the island. It'd just be nice to have a heads up before we all got slaughtered in the street.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
We no longer have a heads up, sorry.
If this episode is not entitled some kind of head pun, I am going to be sorely disappointed.
Heads up.
Whole episode's gonna be full of head puns.
Getting ahead in life.
that's right.
So, Terrence, Raja,
Yes.
Yeah.
basically, Curtis down there follows something or someone called Kardak's Doomtooth.
Okay.
Apparently, is a group of several hundred.
Ooh, it's going to be a lot to take out.
Another way interlocation, partly offshore. Not sure what kind of ritual, but I could not get good answer. But in the cauldron was black dragon scales and supposed to do something with producing small egg.
Oh, great. We need to get rid of this thing.
So
Do
we
you
need
know
to
what
empty the
that means?
cauldron.
You guys do know that it's not our jobs to fix every problem in the world, right?
Not every
Yeah.
problem, Albert.
I mean, do you want
Not every
black-
black dragon problem.
do you want a baby black dragon roaming around? Because I
This
sure
is how
don't.
you get baby
How
black
do we
dragon.
know? Is it really how you get baby black dragons?
That's right.
Well,
Do
we
you
assume-
want ants? Because that's how you get ants.
This is how you get everything you don't want.
So
So not one. Sorry, go ahead, Muriel.
here's the thing: just because it was black dragon scales in that cauldron doesn't mean they were trying to create a black dragon egg. It
And-
could be something far, far worse.
But what if
Oh,
we could
so- yeah,
keep
so
it as
the
a
re-
pet and then have it destroy the other one?
Oh, they're all a pet up until they're not.
So yeah,
We could
besides,
okay.
even if it was a black
Love
dragon,
us.
that's not more convincing. I mean, not only are we doing 2 black dragons right now, we want to add a third.
Well, actually, we're just adding a possible egg, and an egg should be much easier to take out than a dragon.
Oh
And
yeah, just as soon as
as
we get
far
rid of
as-
a couple hundred rich like cultists. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
just
is-
as far as-
sweetie.
As
Is
far
Terrence
as
really
whether or
okay with
not-
that, though?
Taking out a black dragon egg?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Terrence
As far as whether or not it's
despises-
actually a black dragon in the egg, I mean, if it's black dragon scales, I mean, no pun intended, Better Duck, but walks like a duck, looks like a duck. I'm going to call it a duck.
Quacks like a duck.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
A joke.
So Terrence just wants to make sure that it is what we assumed it to be, and is wondering if there's any way that we could find any kind of help, because he doesn't even know how to take out a dragon egg. It would seem like Mara could walk up to it and, bust it wide open with her hammer, but this is a dragon egg. As strong as dragons are, chances are the eggs aren't exactly weak. In his mind, that's what he's thinking.
We could just drop it in the ocean.
We could, but we don't know that, can it breathe water? I don't know.
How many days before we
I
go
don't think
on
it's
your
deep
ship?
enough. The pressure will crush it.
No. We've only been here for half a day, so we still have a week.
How long
Yeah.
does it take for dragon eggs to hatch?
I thought it was centuries, but that's an out of character thing. I don't know. Terrence doesn't know.
Would,
Can I roll to see if I would know?
can Better Duck as well?
Sure.
Considering, would it be a history or would that be in nature?
Make a do either, whichever one.
I'm going to guide myself as well.
I'm gonna go.
It's not going to help.
Muriel doesn't even know there's a dragon egg.
I'm gonna go history.
That reminds me, Brandon, because of Terrence's
Oh, God. You,
backstory with gold dragons and his hatred for black dragons, is there any chance that he may have any insight on this?
Yeah, make a history check.
Okay, I'm assuming that this is something he would have kind of studied. 18.
All right. So an 18. So in Terrence's many years of studying, he vaguely remembers hearing about groups of either various cults, war parties, and kind of the like that worshipped different types of dragons. Not always black dragons, and not always evil dragons. They were gifted dragon scales. The groups would then use the dragon scales as well as different amounts of like fresh meat and other types of caustic liquids, put it in a cauldron, and they would produce a small egg. What hatched from that egg, while it was a dragon of sorts, wasn't a dragon in the sense that you would typically think. You don't quite remember what they're called, but you do vaguely remember that process.
Okay. Gosh, we're dealing with Frankenstein. Great.
That sounds like an abomination being done.
So, Terrence, do you tell that to us?
Yes, Terrence turns around and he's going to tell you guys, this is what I can remember. The whole process sounds familiar from my studies. This is what I'm remembering. I remember that these things were brought together by parts, and I can't imagine, good or bad, that Jehovah says this is okay. This is an abomination. This is not something that I'm going to be going to allow to keep happening. Nothing good can come of it, especially if they're black dragon scales. That means that this group worships a black dragon. I mean,
Codex Doomtooth does sound distinctly bad black dragon-esque.
yeah. And if that's the case, then it just goes to say I can't remember what the creature is that comes from these eggs, and I don't remember much about that part. But just the start of it doesn't doesn't work well.
Saying.
Yeah.
I think that's my little collar we haven't tried on anything yet.
We could hatch it and then make it our own. That's what I keep saying.
I'm not
Cardex,
sure if Terrence would be okay with this.
Yeah,
Cardex Doomtooth. That sounds either dragon-esque or that sounds like some kind of entity. Would
Yeah.
a religion check be able to bring anything up from that, or is that a bit too vague for a proper thinking?
Yeah, probably not.
if we know
Figured.
draconian, would that sound like a draconian name?
It's possible, but not one that I think you would be
Okay.
familiar with.
Right. Regardless, we are in sleep.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going back down after anything right now. I don't have the strength in me, and I don't think any of us do.
Well,
Time for a
Um,
nap.
should we just plan on taking the alternate route tomorrow? Since, I mean, honestly, I doubt come morning we're going to be able to get back down the same way we did tonight.
So now Terrence looks at you with this look of, what are you talking about, alternate route?
Wait, out of character, didn't you
No.
guys just tell us about that?
There is a second way, secret way, offshore.
Yeah.
Not say where,
Oh, yeah.
but there's another way in.
Okay, we could search for that as soon as we can. Do we need to? Well, I mean, we need to rest. Terrence is tired. You can tell he's pretty done.
All right. Anyone else have any business they want to take care of?
I'm attaching like a kitty cat collar's jingle bell to the bestial obedience collar.
Oh, boy.
All right. All right. So with that, the group beds down for the evening.
I'll take first watch.
All right.
I'll take second.
I'll take the last watch.
Okay.
All right. So
I'll pass
we'll,
on it.
we'll say within that 3 watches would probably be sufficient for the evening. So the 3 of you that are doing your watches, just go ahead and roll a perception check.
Boy,
All right.
I'm going to guide myself as well. Oh, gosh.
I'm going to be
Uh-oh.
spending it writing in my I'll be writing in my journal as I'm doing my.
I rolled a gentleman's 5.
Okay, I rolled an 18, so even though I'm writing, I'm still keeping an eye out. I'm super nervous. That
Really
something's
good
going
at
to happen.
multitasking then, huh?
So as the other members are in the rooms that are upstairs within the inn, there's a small desk that kind of sits out almost in a landing type. It's where Alba spends his time writing in his book. That's where the others kind of spend their time. Muriel falls asleep during her watch.
Most certainly.
Luckily, I mean,
Whoops.
you're in the inn that's not attached to the tavern, so there's not a ton of going-ons throughout the evening, so nothing negative there. All right, so the next morning, you hear the calls of the seagulls, that are a mere few hundred yards away. You hear kind of the town folk starting to get up and rise and go about their day. Bakeries hard at work, ironsmiths and the swords banging away at their anvils. Yeah, you guys tell me what you would like to do.
So at this point, we've done a long rest. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Yep. So.
All right, we need a long rest.
Yep, so hit your character screens on D&D Beyond, and hit your long rest.
Okay.
Yay.
I needed that.
Back in black, baby.
Don't make me start singing.
Oh, it's a good song.
I know.
Alright, so, everyone is, everyone is good there. Tell me what do you guys want to do today?
Breakfast.
Yeah, I was gonna say we do breakfast.
Ooh.
Some of that hot brown magic bean broth.
Hot brown morning
Oh.
person.
Oh.
Right. Yep.
Bacon, lots of bacon. That's what Albus wants. Lots of bacon.
All right. So as your magic beans come out, roasted and grinded and sifted through water, you have yourself a cup. Many assortments of meats, and
I'm a little afraid of Better Duck on caffeine.
it's gonna be
Oh,
so
God.
great.
He goes for a second cup.
Oh no.
Terrence grabs it.
Right.
Do you remember that movie Over the Hedge where it was a bunch of these critters who
Talking about the squirrel.
Hammy, yes.
Hammy the squirrel, basically time stands still around him when he's on
Yeah.
caffeine.
Yeah.
That's what I envision.
Exactly.
I was thinking more hoodwinked with the other squirrel.
Yes.
That worked. Have you noticed everyone's a squirrel, not a duck?
Right.
Or a kobold.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. All right. So
No.
as the group finishes up breakfast, you kind of make your way outside.
Yeah, towards the
and-
beach. We're gonna try and find that entrance.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way toward the beach. As a group, just go ahead and make a perception check.
Albus, I see you had a change of heart overnight.
No, but I'm not gonna let you guys go by yourselves. Well, actually, I'm not gonna sit around by myself and wait to get slaughtered by cultists. How about that? That's more honest.
8.
So I got a 20.
So,
Hang on.
so
Perceptions? Yeah.
right, yeah.
Natural
So
20.
nice. All right.
Wow.
Hey.
I saw nothing. I see nothing.
So
I didn't
as
see
I'm
much.
enjoying the sand.
all right. So as the group makes their way down.
Making our way.
Downtown, walking fast.
We're fast. I just gotta tell you guys, we're fast.
You are.
You're like blinding.
Yeah. It takes you probably a couple hours to get down. You're not on a huge island at all. So you make your way around. As you kind of crest this last and final bend, Raja, Terrence, both of you immediately notice kind of this carved out section of kind of the wall. It's a little more protruded on the map than what it actually is. It's fairly hidden. Not, I mean, if you're standing there, it's obvious, but kind of from other directions, maybe not so much. It sits
I
far
was going to
enough.
say, Raja found footprints leading up to it.
Right? Yeah. Not only,
Natural 20,
yeah. So Raja found footprints, and he can tell you what year the sandals were made that left.
Wow.
And what they had for breakfast.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
say, not only did he find footprints, but he found our footprints of finding it.
that's right. Yep, exactly. So yeah, so you guys, you find the entrance.
I'm gonna poke Mara and be like, "Don't forget your goggles."
Oh, that's right. Put on these big dumb goggles.
And I'm gonna turn to everybody and okay, as we go in here, please stick together, and please let Raja and I lead. In case there's traps, we can take the brunt of it.
I grab the edge of Mara's kimono. You got it.
Please
Buddy up.
stick together. And
Mariel
somebody
sticks,
hold on to Better Duck.
Mariel sticks her tongue out when you
Mara,
turn your back.
Mara looks up with her big dumb glasses on. She's like,
Parents can't help but to snicker.
I got my cave buddy.
Mara,
Mara grabs Albus's hand.
there-
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Is there any light coming from this cave?
It is no. It's very dark. If you're looking at a black screen, you might have to adjust the way that you're looking at. The character, the tokens are on the bottom right
I see.
corner
Okay,
of
Lord.
the
That's a-
screen.
Bottom right corner of the screen.
Yeah.
What?
Give me a second.
that is a big,
Okay.
big.
Wait.
Well,
Uh-oh.
Opening.
So zoom way out and you'll see what he's doing, and then zoom in on the individual section that's there.
Oh.
It's a ways out there.
All right. So
Oh,
as
so
you
lost.
make your way into the tunnel,
I mean, if there's absolutely no light in this, I think Raja's gonna go ahead and just pull out his sword and chant his chant. O holy flame, hear my plea. Show us the light with your holy flame.
all right.
Since there's no enemies, I altered it a little bit.
All right. So we are going to.
I'm gonna.
Muriel snaps like in a spoken word poetry slam.
Terrence just looks over at Raja. Thanks for the light.
All right. So Raja, you should be able. So Terrence, you should be able to see now what Raja's seeing.
I believe I can. There's a little sliver off to my left.
Yeah, which that's just where the dynamic lighting didn't cut all
Yeah.
the way through correctly.
Okay.
All right, so
Wondered why I look like a solid wall.
so let me get. I'm going to transition over to our map now. All right, so
So Terrence and Raja are like in, and we're like standing on the beach.
no, because
No?
they kind of moved themselves up a little bit. So as you walk into kind of where this cavern sits, you probably travel maybe a few hundred yards in, and you come to this wrought iron gate.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
The gate is closed.
Should I hit it with my hammer again?
No,
Please.
not yet.
I'm just gonna try to pull on it, see if it opens.
Okay, make a perception check to see if it's make an investigation check to see if it's locked.
Oh darn. Okay. 15.
So 15. It is locked.
Hammer time?
Not yet. So, can I intimidate it to open? No, I'm just joking.
With advantage, I'll help.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Terrence, who just recently came off the high of having a really, really good stealth, says,
Right.
"Let me see if I can pick this lock." And wants to do a slide hand.
Looking at you with a raised eyebrow, going, "What?"
So, so Terrence, because you do not have the tools for it.
Yeah.
You've probably got a few things that you can probably jam in the lock. So make a dexterity check with disadvantage, and we'll see if you can pick the lock.
I'll
Can
still
I just
guide
get him,
you.
like, a
How do I
pin
do
from
that
my
with
hair
a
or something?
disadvantage?
When you hold the roll, it gives you an option to do advantage, crit, or disadvantage.
Oh, really?
Oh, it didn't. It
You
gave
can
me a.
left. You can
Wait,
left.
yeah. So you don't click it; you just click and hold.
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
so I can't use that one.
Nope.
No.
Oh, roll again. You just have to take the lesser of the.
You're guided. Not that
Wow. I don't know what that was. If that would have stayed on that one, I would have been so mad.
It's still making up its mind, whatever it is.
Hey, a 13.
Okay.
All right. So
What's guidance do again?
yeah, he's a so roll a d4.
add a d4.
Okay. Oh, I know what you guys were talking about.
Okay, so
So 15.
so 15 was literally the minimum threshold for it. So
Wow.
Terrence with his
Probably my
makeshift, he's got like his dagger and like a piece of wire and
One of my
He's-
pitons
yeah,
from my
he's
Dungeons
just-
kit.
A hairpin.
I was gonna
yeah.
say, Mara, give me a hairpin.
For some reason,
There you
a
go.
lot of chewing gum.
Yeah.
Like really working this.
So as you stand there, you hear click, and the gate swings open. As Terrence looks back at all of you and just smiles.
With the dumbest look.
Yeah. What's that
Erdic is just
about?
clapping.
Albus is just like, how?
You can't see Mara's eyes, I'm guessing, through the goggles, but she's definitely rolling them.
That's funny.
And Terrence said, the
So,
power of Jehovah.
Speaking of which, Mara, are you blinded, like with dark vision goggles and the sword being on
no,
fire?
there's no. Basically, what it would do at that point would basically be her vision would go to, well, like everyone with dark vision, it just goes to a normal vision. With your.
But don't let me forget to take them off because these are so freaking ugly.
I have a new inner monologue name for Terrence. He's the holy himbo.
Holy himbo.
He's just so pious and a little bit dumb, and it's just precious.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so as the gate swings open, you are able to start making your way up the hallway. Probably maybe
Terrence and Raja
20,
go first.
30 feet up.
Yeah, I can't get in there. Okay, there you go.
Wait, what?
I thought you meant Terrence was so big he couldn't get through the door.
No, I think I've got it. I think I've got it set as a one-way transparency.
Oh.
Okay, I literally can't move my token
Like at
through
all.
the door.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, see, we're too big.
That's right. You're so big you can't even make it through.
So, I'm assuming that we somewhere around in here.
Muriel, where'd you go?
I'm coming. I'm writing notes. I'm being a good player.
All right. And then, so I'm sticking next to Mara, so like wherever she goes, I'm right
I was
next.
gonna say, where's my cave buddy?
All right. So as you come to this three-way and you look to your north, you recognize that the door that you're seeing up the hallway is the same door that Mara peeked through at the last time you were down here.
Oh wow!
What? Up here?
Yeah.
Somewhere?
So that means that we should go through that door to get back to that cauldron.
Yep.
If it's still there.
Go ahead, Better Duck.
Quietly. But wasn't there lots of people in that room?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
lots of
Yes, there
people.
was.
Wait a minute, Albus. Don't you have that fireball thing that can take out lots of people?
Yeah, but it also makes a lot of noise.
So, I have a plan.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Let's hear it.
What if we made noise in one area and hurried up and hid, and when everybody went to check that one area, we went back into that room?
Or maybe we could
Not-
just try and sneak by quietly.
I
Who's
could
good
use
at
stealth.
I'm afraid for you too, Terrence. You only, you know how this works. We only get 1d20 per like 3 sessions.
Yeah, well, Terrence is on a high note right now.
Oh no.
Terrence is feeling his oats. He's
Yeah,
he's yeah.
he's a smart paladin, but he's dumb enough to think that this is a good thing.
Okay. Okay, if we're gonna go with the noise suggestion, I suggest that Terrence and I make the noise while you four sneak by.
How about we just
go
sneak
slam?
by and don't make noise unless we have to?
But then we run the chance of having to fight everybody at once.
We're gonna have to
could
do that if
slam
you
my-
make noise.
I could slam my warhammer against
I
the
was
door
gonna
again.
say, or we could take and let Mara go down because she's got to be pretty quick by herself. She makes a big noise with that hammer, hurries up and comes by. We let them go by, and then we go up into that room.
So you want me to come up here and slam on that door and then run back real fast?
No, I want you to go over here, slam on the floor, on the ground real quick, make a
Wait,
thunderous...
where's over here? I didn't see. I'm sorry.
Can you see?
No.
Okay.
No.
So over to Terrence's. If Terrence was looking down the hallway you originally were at first, yeah, that's where it was.
Like here or there?
There or there. Either way, so we could go to either side. I would think the other side we could turn down that thing.
So you want me to slam
Mara
over
was
here?
over here and hit. We would be over here. They would come down. I'm sorry. They would come down that way and then down that way. And we would go up this way, over this way, and up that way. Does that make sense?
Mara has no idea what you're talking about. She is ready to hit the floor, though.
I can tell. Yeah, I can see.
She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'm ready to go.
Mara, you go down there. We're going to come over here. You run back over here after you make that noise and make sure nobody sees you.
How do they know where the noise is
Can
coming
I just state for the record that this is a terrible, terrible idea and you're all going to get yourselves killed?
Okay, time out. Okay, Albus has been trying to tell us something.
Yes,
now,
we should not
guy in the
go
world.
asking for trouble. That we should be like sneaking by and just not alert anybody unless we absolutely have to.
How do we sneak by, Albus?
Quietly.
Let's just try to group sneak.
Okay, let's do group sneak.
I mean, I'm all for engaging when necessary, but
Just-
I'm not even confident they stayed once they figured out their buddies had been murdered by spiders.
Mara,
according to
Mara,
Harry.
come back.
I want to look and see if they're still there.
But wait,
I was gonna say, for all we know,
Mara.
they could not be there anymore.
Terrence is about to yell Mara. I'm just...
Don't you yell. Don't you do it.
I want to look through the door.
Mara!
God, how did I ever get with these people?
You love us.
We found you in a cell.
Hey, hey, you
They
you
adopted
two with the
us,
big.
Albus.
Yep,
You
I'll
with
love
the
you
big
all
armor.
when you're all, I'll cry over your graves. I'm going to stay back here.
Write us a song, Albus.
I don't want to go with two people who have a ton of armor and make loud noises. Go away.
We want you to go.
You're with the two people that bought armor that's specifically designed to give them advantage on stealth.
Well,
No, not
just
advantage.
not,
It's
not
normal.
advantage.
just not disadvantage. Okay, Laura, make a stealth
Would you like
check.
me to roll stealth?
If you're staying where you are right there, no. If you go any further, yes.
Well, I'll
How's a
stay
10
right
look?
here.
So
Could look better.
it could definitely
I know.
be better. So with a 10, you get fairly close to the door, and
Where is the door?
it's right here.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, all the way up there.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So here.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh.
You are able to hear talking, and as you get close, it gets quiet, and you hear not necessarily like a louder ruckus, but it definitely stops for a minute.
Ara quietly, slowly walks back.
Okay.
And I go like this, and I walk back.
Terrence is like, what's she doing?
I'm gonna have a jar of honey in my hands, and I'm gonna walk forward until I'm like next to Mara, just like looking at that door, like ready to put my finger in the jar of honey.
So seeing
Why?
that,
I think she's saying back off.
Terrence says, yeah, I think you're right, but I'm going to make sure my sword's out this time. So he pulls his sword out just in case, because this is, he doesn't want to be caught off guard.
Okay.
Mara looks at Albus and is just like, what's with the honey?
It's for a spell.
Oh, I thought you were going to eat it. Second breakfast and all.
Terrence looks back at everybody. Should I try to stealthily walk by the door?
Please don't stealth.
I'll cast
Okay.
invisibility on
Should
you.
I just walk by the door?
Oh, for the love of... listen, if we all go together, I can cast a sphere of darkness around us.
Are we using our fake voices or are we using our real ones?
I'm using... Oh, well, that was my annoyed voice. I will say as Muriel, if we go together, I can hide us in darkness. We won't be able to see, but neither will they.
How does that help us?
It helps us stay cloaked in darkness.
But what if I make noise? Because I
Then
hit
at
the
least
wall.
you're not visible.
Okay.
So where are we going?
I don't know.
Trying to get across that door to the cauldron on the other side of the hallway.
Well,
Okay.
here's the thing. Why don't we leave the cauldron in this till later? Isn't there the other end of this hall to explore? We know it's
No.
at the end of the other hall. We know the cauldron room is over there.
I guess we could try and see if there's another way around that doesn't have a bunch of
We could-
cultists.
Okay.
That
We
off.
could.
Let's do that.
All right.
So
That's a
so
good
idea.
Terrence says.
The dark DM screen just cackles menacingly.
So
Bitter Duck has just been
Terrence
sitting
says,
by Muriel quiet this entire time. I just
Shit. So just out of curiosity, guys, should I use stealth now?
Always.
Yeah, always. How about always? Hey,
All right.
remember that arrow that hit us last time? Is
Yep.
anybody here good at checking for traps?
No.
Or at least has good eyesight?
What kind of check is that?
Would that be
Would be a perception check.
yeah, my perception check's just a not great. If it was a persuasion, if I had to persuade the arrow not to come out, that might work. But
I'm good at
perception's
insight,
okay.
intimidation, and investigation. I'm
Aw.
the 3 eyes.
I mean,
so-
How about
I'm-
12?
Raja has a +5 in perception and advantage.
well,
do it
you
then.
should do this. You should be
Yeah,
looking.
Raja, you go first.
he'll roll.
I'll go right behind Raja.
That ain't gonna work.
Why?
Because you rolled a 7 and another 7.
Oh my god.
I rolled a 12. Does that help?
It doesn't.
I'll roll.
Dang.
Screw it. Hang on.
He
I
sees
mean, I
nothing.
guess we're all looking for
Nat
traps,
20!
right? Well, then I
Woo!
don't need to. Wow.
So you see the dart that's about to hit.
Yeah. So
Raja.
you see Raja bumble right into it, basically.
So
Can I
Yep.
mage hand and grab him by the shoulder just so he doesn't die?
Not from back there.
No, fair. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to move my token.
So Raja doesn't know that he has stepped on a pressure plate, and a arrow comes out, but actually goes right in front of him, and it doesn't hit him.
Woo!
So again, you hear your favorite sound.
Okay, get the shields.
Walk, 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 walk,
Yep.
walk,
And
walk.
we
Come on,
go.
Albus.
So,
We go. We know what this means.
yeah.
Boop, 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 boop.
Ah,
Everybody buy
So
it.
the group makes it through. So as you're moving up the hallway, you come to yet another another three-way.
Okay, everybody, if we go up this hallway, up this way, that should be towards the cauldron. Maybe we can find a way this way. What do you think?
Also
another
up towards
room.
the spiders, I think.
Mara, move your token.
Who are dead?
Yes, they are dead, but just saying, that's the direction. And if there was more down this hallway, that'd be where they would be. So
Well, then
Well-
be prepared. We should be not
that's
surprised.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying.
Get
Well,
your
a
fire
smart
spells
soldier
ready.
clears
I'll
every
look
room,
at Albus
so
and say, if anyone can deal with the spiders here, it's you.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that's very true. And I also know how nasty they are.
Thank you for
Yeah.
helping us stay safe.
So at this point, I'm going to do a perception check at this point to see if there's any more traps.
Okay, go for
Now that Raja just ran into one.
it.
Yeah, I just peeked
Okay.
with my nat 20.
Probably not.
I'm not going to roll again because I'll never make another one.
Right. So
No.
as far as you can tell, and from what it seems, there are no traps down that hallway.
Okay, we should be good guys.
Okay, I will follow.
okay.
This entire time while the party has been going, every so often, Better Deck will just be looking behind just to make sure they're not being followed.
Okay.
I was waiting for him to do a perception check because that would have told me.
Nope, not with a nat one. Nope, Better Duck is just.
Better Duck's not
Walks
even
along.
sure there is anything behind us,
Yeah,
including
he
the wall.
doesn't even know that y'all left the hallway.
Oh,
Poor Better Duck.
Hey, let's get the nat one
I
out
don't
now.
mean to be this far ahead. I'm just.
Well, I'm
With my
trying to keep
token.
up.
Muriel's
Oh.
trying to as well.
I will do a perception check for traps myself at this point.
Please do better than a 7. There we go.
Yeah, 18. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you can do it again
18.
if you want.
We'll
Yeah,
do 18.
there's you don't see anything that looks like there would be any type of trap in that hallway.
Okay. So we're at this corner. What can I do a perception check to see what I see down the hall?
It's a hallway.
Okay, so I'm not seeing anything.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, we'll just use the perception checks that you guys have done so far. So you
Okay.
make your way up this long hallway. It banks to the right, and then as you get closer, you notice that it banks again to the right and drops back down.
This doesn't seem like it's leading toward what we were hoping.
Not sure where this thing is going. I feel
Just
like
keep
this.
following it.
Yeah, let's see
Should
where
we
it
stop
goes.
and ask for directions?
No, we're men. We don't do that. Excuse me, dear Rock. Which way are we going?
Men in shiny armor.
Hey, if you're a dwarf, you can actually do that.
Yeah, right? So as you make your way to the end of that hallway, you notice yet again, this time it branches to the left.
Oh no.
I feel like we're in a maze.
By this
Is there-
point, can I do a re-roll on the perception looking
my.
back? Has enough time passed to try?
Yeah, by this point, probably, I would say, probably a good 30 minutes has passed.
Are we going in
Hold
a
on,
circle,
Terrence.
guys?
Yeah.
Oh my!
I would say.
Nope. Nope.
He still doesn't know what's
He
going on
doesn't,
around.
Oh no, poor Better Duck.
Better Duck, don't trip.
So as you break the last turn to the right, the
Roll initiative.
the smell and the smell and the stench that hits you as you make that turn it's stomach churning.
Familiar.
It's
Terrence, you need to just warn us next time.
Told you. I warned the innkeeper.
awful. So it's
You know, I have a potion for that.
Okay.
Roger.
So,
On checks.
so what would we need to do to understand what that smell might be?
Would like Raja and Terrence specifically recognize it as the smell of like death and decay, or
Or does it smell like the big spiders?
Actually, you don't even have to roll for it. It smells like almost like a dump, just garbage, refuse, probably some blood and guts and stuff of that nature. It just stinks.
Okay. Guys, maybe we should go a different way. What do you think?
I'm
we've
thinking
gotten this
so.
far, we
nasty.
might as well clear it out.
Okay, let's clear it out.
Do we
real
have
quick.
like a nose plug of lesser smelling or something?
Tough it out, Mara.
Please.
That's great.
That is awesome.
Okay, I
Oh,
see a door
there's
here.
a-
Mara is go like this, like so just walking down the hallway.
I love that Mara's so girly. I love it so much.
So I'm looking at the door. Do I see anything?
It's a door and it's closed.
Okay, so I'll reach my hand over and is there a knob?
Yeah.
Okay, I try to turn the knob to see if it's if I can open it.
Okay, just make an investigation check.
I gotta find it. Oh, there we go. I knew I had one.
It's
Is it a
unlocked.
wooden door?
It's a metal door.
Okay, so I open it.
Okay, the door swings open, and you guys are able to freely enter.
Should we make sure there's nobody?
No, I
at the
really
end of this
can't.
hallway?
No, cannot freely enter.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
This doesn't look good.
did we find the source of the smell?
You did, yeah. So as you walk in, there's a massive pile of just
Garbage.
it's garbage. There's like clothing. It's just all like if you've ever left something like sitting outside in the rain for like a few months and just let everything crawl over it, that's kind of that moldy, musty, nasty smell. The walls are covered almost in this like mossy, gelatinous goo.
Oh.
Can I do an investigation just like to like look around the crap just to kind of like I'm not gonna like dig into it, but like with my staff I'm gonna move some things and just kind of like see if there's anything of value or anything like.
I'm gonna step out and take a breath.
Yeah, go for
Our
it.
hallway smells so much better.
I'll get in there and investigate a little bit.
Better
I will
effect.
too.
I'm
He's
going
going
to
to.
go out here with Mara because I
I'll
don't
just
think I can
keep
take
watch just to make sure nobody
Yeah.
comes. I guess.
18.
So as as Albus goes up and starts to kind of rattle some of the barrels and such, Raja kind of doing the same thing. You notice towards the back, the pile kind of begin to
Oh, you should have
shift
let
a
me
little
do
bit.
Eye of the
I'm
Grave.
gonna
I was
back
going to
up
do Eyes of the
immediately.
Grave.
And
Back up.
you
I'm taking a defensive stance.
you see two gigantic,
Uh
nasty worms
Oh, that's
come
I need to.
come crawling out of.
Ooh.
Can I just instinctually throw a firebolt at one of them?
Roll for initiative.
Yay.
Hey, I should have opened my mouth sooner. Bedrock was going to like do Eyes of Grave just to see. Undead could probably hide in a garbage
No.
thing and probably get away with it. But
So Mara and Terrence are on the other side of the door. Do we roll initiative as well?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
I roll a nat 20.
Nice.
Nice,
Hey.
man.
You run in.
21
Yay!
For, 21 for Raja.
16 for Terrence.
All right. So as these worms kind of kick up and not necessarily surprise the group because you were able to see the movement of the cloth before it came up. Albus was able to instinctually kind of run himself back. You watch as these giant centipedes just kind of rear up, arching their back, huge pincers coming off the front of their face, and just a guttural roar that they're letting out. They immediately begin running forward, and the first one is going to take he's going to take some bites at Raja. And the first one does not hit. Second one does not hit. Mara, you're up.
Well, I guess I hear that roar.
Yeah.
And I'll peek inside. Oh, those are big centipedes. So I think I'm gonna throw one of my daggers at it.
Okay.
I haven't done that.
Go
I'm just
for
gonna I'm just gonna stay back from that nasty thing.
Switching it up.
Yeah. Oh, is it 13?
A 13 misses.
No.
Yeah.
Let me try again. Oh, Oh, I thought I got a nat 1.
Oh my.
How about 20?
20 hits.
Oh, okay, good.
A nat 1, I could see it now. As you reach back to throw the dagger, it falls and hits Terrence.
Right, yeah, it stabs Terrence in the eye. So as
I got
you
5.
release your dagger, you watch as it flies through the air, end over end, sticking into the carapace just slightly, not really enough to stick into him. It was kind of a blunt hit. The dagger hits, damages, and falls to the ground.
I'll have to get that later. Maybe. Maybe I'll just leave it. I don't know.
Raja, you were up.
All right. Well,
Or actually, figure out what you're going to do. Mara, did you want to use any more of your movement, or is that as far as you wanted to move?
I don't want to get any closer.
Okay. All right.
No way.
She's too girly.
Doggone girls.
Well, seeing how as Raja is confronted with one right in front of him, and his sword's already a flame, he's going to take a whack at him.
Okay, go for it.
If y'all don't remember, she's kind of traumatized.
Does an
After
18
the-
hit?
After the last goop.
An 18 just hits.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, these are like hard.
Oof.
So, slash. That's okay. Plus, so 8 on fire damage. Okay, so that's 13 points total on the first hit.
Okay.
And second attack. Oh no!
Yeah, so the first one connects pretty solidly. You watch as the flame kind of runs up the side of him, and the second one, you somehow manage to miss this 15-foot tall centipede. All right.
The middle of its belly just like shifted.
Yeah, I just went. All right.
Should have seen that die. Like it was right on 18, and then it just like teetered over to 2. I'm like, no.
Are you using any movement, or is that your turn?
No, I'm gonna hold my ground.
All right, that works. Terrence, you're up.
Okay, so I know that I can move to here.
Okay.
And to create a shield for the rest of them with Raja.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I'm going to swing my sword.
Okay.
Crap. Oh, yeah.
All right. 19 does hit.
There we go.
Okay. So I'm just testing this out to see what I can do with them first. I'm not smiting or anything.
Okay.
So that's my first hit. And here's my second roll. Oh, crud.
So a 17 literally hit. That's it. Like just hits.
Oh, okay, good.
Nice.
So I'm not. Oh, good.
No smite.
No smite,
Okay.
not yet.
All right.
I'm waiting to see what happens with these guys first.
Got it. All right.
They haven't made me mad yet.
So yeah, so both hits from your sword, they connect. He lets out just this nasty roar, kind of bears down on you with his mandibles, and that's that's that. He's still looking pretty hardy. Albus, you're up.
I'm going to wave my hand and say an arcane word, and I'm going to cast Firebolt at the one in the back here.
Okay.
Crit.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
All right.
Was that a crit?
It is.
That's a crit.
Nice.
Crit
Nah,
candy.
we were cheering a nat 1.
29 points of
Wow.
Dang, son.
Ew.
And suddenly he starts to shimmer and turn. No.
Right.
Optical illusion.
And then I'm going to go back my full 25 feet of movement.
All right. Once
job
you
there, Albus.
move back, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
The ground beneath you rumbles.
11.
Okay. All right. No worries. All right. Better Duck, you're up.
Is it no worries, Brandon? Is it no worries? Because I feel
No
full of
worries.
worries right now.
No worries for us, our characters, or no worries for you, the DM?
No worries for those, the centipedes.
Better Duck is going to just let out this very deep.
Everybody
He's
kind of
gonna
turns like, huh?
Walk up next to Mara and just goes, "You should have let me check for undead in the giant death-smelling pile before we started poking." Points at the
didn't
2
do
centipedes and
anything.
casts Bane.
Okay.
He just sent it to the room.
Oh, I thought you
Sorry,
said to Mara.
next to
I was
Muriel.
like,
Next to Muriel.
I
These
didn't do anything.
Assume to the room. He just says this out loud.
Besides, are they
We need
even undead?
Would have found out.
All right. So they need to make. So they need to make some charisma saving throws. Correct.
Yes, charisma 14. I doubt they have high charisma.
Let's see. The first one misses with his, so the one near Terrence and Raja. And the second misses his as well.
All right, so for the
Nice.
next minutes, every time they make an attack or saving throw, they have to roll a d4 and subtract it from the damage.
Okay.
Awesome.
So subtract it from the damage or from the attack roll itself.
From the attack roll itself.
Got it. Okay. All right.
And actually, as the bonus action, could Better Duck make a religion check to confirm whether or not these are undead
Sure. Go for it.
as that bonus action then? Nope.
Aw.
Yeah, you have.
Nope.
You have
Next
no
turn.
clue. All right.
Wow.
So with that, other giant centipede, he is going to use charge to move straight up, slamming himself, or at least attempting to slam himself into Better Duck.
Any
Oh.
chance Roger can
Tiny.
take an attack of opportunity?
No.
No.
So I guess
Big enough
there's no
that they're
chance.
technically still in your. They haven't left your threat range.
Right.
Sure.
What about Terrence?
No.
Ah,
So as he rushes forward, and I'm not even going to have to minus his because he rolled a 5. So he just like slithers up really quick and just like kind of stops. It's a little awkward for everybody, but that's as far as he makes it. So he is going to take a
It's awkward, guys.
he's going to take a pincing bite.
He just does this with 2 of his little
Right, yeah.
fingers.
It's like boop, boop, boop. So let's see, 16 plus
Some
8,
debris from the
24.
barrel just got in his eye.
So I'll go on and make him roll the d4. So he has a 20 for his mandible attack on you.
Yep. It's 19 armor class.
All right.
dang, you was
and you're
strong
not
there,
within
Duck.
10 feet of me, so you don't get extra. Sorry.
5.
No, I don't think that's.
So you take 10 points of piercing damage. So even though he kind of really awkwardly kind of swirls his way up to you really fast and doesn't hit you, he reaches down with his mandibles and just kind of pinches you on the sides, just as small as you are. You would probably literally fit in his mouth.
Oof.
That's how much bigger than you he is. So he just kind of pinces you on the side there, taking that damage. That's his turn. So Muriel,
Well,
you
Better
are up.
Duck's 3 foot. He's 5 times your size.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Okay. Phew. All right. Can I back? Well, I don't want to leave Better Duck. I'll stay here. Is it an Alaskan bullworm? Dead nabbit, Rachel. No. Bad Rachel.
I mean, I've got this beautiful SpongeBob shirt on, so that's why it reminded me of that.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I am going to twin spell Toll the Dead and hit both of them. I need them both to make wisdom saves, please.
Alrighty.
And they are baned.
Exactly. Thanks for that, Better Duck.
First and both of them do not make it.
All right. So they both get 2d12. Well, who's taken damage? Which one of them has taken damage? Any of them?
The one.
I think just the one in
Actually,
front
this
of.
one definitely took damage. That's the one I hit.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
both,
right.
both of
This one
them.
with
Both
the
of them have
fireball.
taken damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. They're pre-seasoned. So one of them takes 10 damage, and
Okay.
the other one takes. Oh my god, double ones, really? 2.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And do I have any bonus actions? I'm gonna bonus action Hex, the one that got 2, and give him a little extra seasoning.
Okay. Which one do you want? Which damage do you want to go her?
Whichever one's got more damage gets the 10,
Okay.
and whichever one has the least damage takes the 2.
All right.
Deputy dishwasher.
Plus the 4, right?
No, plus what now?
Plus the 4 for the hex
Hex.
damage.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So 6 total there. All right. So, yeah. So as they're both kind of gnarling and waiting, you watch as these massive bells appear and just rattle their centipede heads. Both of them let out this roar, and still pretty hardy. Yeah.
I'm not leaving Better Duck to take these attacks on his own. I will stay with him.
All right. So the one in front of Terrence is going to make his attacks now. He's going to make a couple of swipes with claws first.
At who?
He's going to take one shot at you, and he's going to take one shot at Terrence with his... Oh, wait, he's still got the...
Yep.
Yeah, he's still got the -4, so he misses you both there, and then he's going to go for a mandible strike at Raja. Let's see, that one is an 18 plus an 8 is 26, so minus his...
Not sure how much a D4 is going to take from that.
Yeah, so 23 to hit,
Oof.
What's your AC?
20.
It's
Okay.
currently 20.
Gift of the Metallic Dragon.
Hey!
Adding 3 to his thing, so protective wings come out.
Yes.
As you look, as he hits, protective wings come out of Terrence and just wrap.
It's still
Him and
so
Raj.
it still hits.
At a 23?
Yeah. Because you bumped his armor class up to 23, and the attack roll was a 23.
Oh.
I was gonna say, Terrence, if you want to take that back, I'll just cast Shield and give myself an armor class of 25.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay, so yeah, so as he goes to attack, shield comes up, stops the mandibles from going in, and you just watch as it just kind of tinks off of the armor. That is his turn. Mara, you're up.
Okay, so Mara remembered the people that we found earlier, so she's gonna glance out the door just real quick to make sure she sees nothing. Do I need to roll like a perception or anything?
So if you roll a perception check, that is your main action.
No. I just wanted to look out the door. Dang it.
I mean, you can look out the door and look down the hallway, but I don't know what you'll see.
Well, I would have to roll perception then.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to do that then?
That's your call.
Yes, yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I'll see what I can do. I just, yeah. Ooh, how's a nat 20?
A nat 20, you can tell that the stones were probably carved out of the mountains that are around the island. There is absolutely nothing down that hallway, and you don't even hear...
Can I tell if there's any way that they could have heard Like, are these walls thick enough that they probably couldn't hear this?
Just listening, like, you hear no types of footsteps or anything like that, or any types of voices that you can hear at all.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
All right. Raja, you're up.
Okay. Hold on, I'm checking something. What's my... Oh, it's Dex. Okay, so I am going to simply turn and try to get this one's attention
Okay.
by attacking him.
Okay, go for it.
So here goes this. Oh, he's still baned, right?
Yes. It is
Okay.
a 1 minute concentration.
So how about a nat 20?
Yeah, definitely hit him with the second one.
Ooh, good job.
So let's go for this.
Because I don't think Bane doesn't give you advantage on attack rolls, does it?
No,
Oh,
it's
does-
just
So that would just you would just use that as your second
Oh,
attack
okay.
roll.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay.
So that plus the fire damage. Come on. Double ones.
Ah,
All right.
Same.
And bonus action, I'm going to activate Blade Ward. Could I also just look over at Muriel and be like, use the collar?
I don't know if it'll fit on these.
All right. So the one in front of you takes 22 total damage from doubling your first die plus the fire. So as you hit, he's starting to look a little rough. You're able to pierce the carapace. You start to notice kind of like a greenish, bloodish liquid start running out of him. He's mad. He's still up, but he's definitely hurt.
Well, I got his attention then.
yeah.
That's my turn.
Okie doke. 22. Actually, it's the other one that took it. Okay. All right. Terrence, you're up.
All right, my first step is I'm going to cast Shield of Faith
Okay.
on Better Duck. Shield of Faith gives him. You see a shimmering field appear and surround Better Duck, and it grants him a +2 bonus to his AC for the duration of this fight.
Okay.
Is there a way to put that in, or is that a...
You'll have to just
You
add it
can.
to everything.
Yeah, in your character screen, you can give temporary AC.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Where do you put the temp AC?
I think you have to click your actual AC and there's like a
Yeah.
option.
It's not letting me click it.
Hit customize, and then you can move, like, mess around in there.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Which is fine. All right, so you'll be at 21 for the rest.
We'll help you remember.
Yeah.
Needless to say, Terrence is now mad. He just saw Better Duck get hurt, and he doesn't like that. So, swings. The second attack is swinging with his longsword.
Okay.
17.
Just hits.
Okay, with smite.
Okay.
Divine smite. I'm sorry. He's going to use his first level spell slot for that.
Okay.
So he's going to do that. So here's his slashing. Crud. It was an 8.
Ah.
And then that's 2d8. So let me get the... And then here's his smite. So 10.
Nice.
10 points of damage.
Nice.
Alrighty.
For a first level slot, that's not bad.
And that's the
Yeah.
one. You're attacking the one.
Right in front of me.
Okay.
The one we've been... Yeah,
Got it.
the other one's too far away.
All right. That's what I was thinking, and just making sure you were on the same path. All right.
Yeah.
That's your turn?
Yep.
All right, Albus, you're up.
All right. I am going to pull out some bat guano out of my bag, as well as some sulfur. I'm going to rub them together and flick it forward, and a fireball is going to leave my hand and land about right here. So it should just get the back end of this sucker.
Okay, go for it.
And all that garbage.
Yeah, and all the garbage.
Hey, hot garbage is now the name of our the hot garbage holy rollers. Like, they are-
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't catch, because that's going to be a lot of smoke in a closed room.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. All right. So he needs to make a dex save.
Oh, Albus is.
There he is.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
You were buffering.
All right. So flicked forward a fireball. It should have landed right back here, so it should hit the back end.
Okay.
Oh, and there he goes again.
Oh no, Albus, we can't hear you, darling. Hit refresh.
There he is.
There he is.
There.
Can you? Maybe
No.
there he is.
Uh-oh.
There he goes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we got it.
Yes.
What number?
Okay.
I've got it. So it's a dex save of 14. He does make the save with a 19. So I believe he takes half damage. So go ahead and do your 8d6.
Is that including the D4 minus?
Let's see. So at this point, it's what, a minute long?
It's a minute concentration.
1, 2, 4, 5,
It should still be up at
6,
least
7.
until Bernard's next turn.
Yep. So let's see here. So with a 19, well, let's see.
Who knows? If it's a 4, probably won't, but
So that would put him at a 15, so he still makes the save.
Ah, just.
but he
Okay.
just.
That's right.
So 16 points of damage.
Yep.
That's still a good amount of damage.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. All right. So, as everyone watches as this massive fireball just kind of lofts over the head of the centipede and kind of erupts behind him, catching the garbage behind him on fire, as well as singeing him for damage.
And then I'm going to back up all the way to the wall.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Better Duck, you're up.
Okay, so first thing, he is going to look up at this giant undead centipede way up. Look, I don't want to be here right now. You don't want to be here right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and make you die. Draconic cry is the bonus action.
Muriel's just like,
So
you good, fam? Like,
reaches up,
how's
his
the old
two little claws poke into the carapace. 3rd level vampiric touch. So, let's see.
Just
23 to hit.
23 most definitely hits.
All right, so then. Oh, hang on, sorry, I gotta. Why did it not go? Okay, let's do it this then. You good, fam?
Better Duck? I've been meaning to
Oh, there he
ask.
goes.
How's your home life going? Seems you got
So
some.
it takes 11 points of damage, and black tendrils pour back out of the centipede up Benedict's arm and goes back into him. And I heal 6 or 5 for 11.
What level did you cast that at?
3rd level.
Okay, 3rd level. Got it.
Why?
Well, good question. So I guess I'll heal 5 points.
Okay.
I think we round up on heals and
Yeah. Well, we round up on everything that's
That's an
we've always
odd.
rounded
Yeah.
up to 0.5.
So
yeah,
then
it's
6.
It's
Yeah.
a 6.
Okay. and he'll just look up at the centipede.
Okay.
And that's the turn. Which means that Bane has been dropped.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So as he takes this damage that he doesn't quite comprehend how and why it happens, he kind of rears back and just immediately lunges back down towards you with his front claws. That definitely doesn't hit. And his second one, second one with a 28.
Oh,
Now, does the Draconic Cry, that doesn't do anything for enemy
Not
attacks?
to him, no.
Okay.
It just gives an allies advantage on attack rolls against. Alright.
Alright, so you take 2, 6. So you will take 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then he is going to snap at you one more time with his mandibles, and that's a nat 20.
Ooh.
Reaction. No, it's not.
Oh, that's right. You've got the
Oh, wait,
thing.
no, I don't have to. I don't have to. My armor.
Adamantium.
That's
armor.
right.
oh yeah.
Right.
All right.
Ah,
For it to
All
become,
right. You take 14 points of piercing damage.
14 on a 9.
On a not crit.
wow.
What did he hit him with?
His mandible attack, which is 2d8 plus 5.
So he did a 20 plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I was trying to do the math in my head.
Yeah.
Being late, it's
Right?
it's hard. Math is hard.
All right. Muriel, you are up.
All right.
And both, so at this point, both of the centipedes are looking fairly rough.
Okay. Can I ascertain a consensus from the group? Would we rather have that negative D4 still apply to these creatures for this next round, or would you rather them be relegated to a single action, bonus action, or reaction? Because I can't decide.
single.
Single.
I crack my knuckles and cast Tasha's Mind Whip, twin spelled on both of them.
Okay.
And that is an intelligence save, please, from both of them. I'm assuming they're not super smart.
Yeah.
Being worms and all.
What's the check?
15 in intelligence.
All right. So one fails and one makes.
All right, I'm going to spend 3 sorcery points to give him disadvantage.
Okay.
Just burn it all. Burn it all down.
Which is enough to make him miss.
Nice.
Now I'm out of sorcery points until I rest. So, they both take 3d6. One takes 7 points of damage, and the other takes 9. The one that's 9 goes to the one most damaged.
Okay.
They are now relegated to a single action, bonus action, or reaction, or movement. They can
Okay.
only pick one of the 3.
Got it.
Or one of the 4.
Mhm.
Minus the reaction. It
Are
said,
they smart enough
move,
to know this?
move, action, or bonus action, one of the 3.
Got it. Okay. That's your turn?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, with his...
Oh, wait, I have Hex. 1 second.
Okay.
Little extra sprinkle.
A
on
little
top.
extra sprinkle.
3 to the one that took 7 points. Thank
Alright.
you, that's all.
All right. With his one single attack, he reaches out for a mandible attack at Raja. He, let's see, 18, 26, which I believe hits.
Yes, it will.
Even if I do the shield, the wings, because they're only +3.
Yeah, wouldn't even
You're
worry
teamed up.
about it.
Yep.
I only take half damage anyway.
Okay.
It's piercing,
Just let
right?
him get hit.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Yeah. So you take two points of piercing damage.
Ow.
You take how many?
2.
2.
So you got a sliver.
Yeah.
Two little toothpicks.
Right. Dink. Yeah, that's it. All right. So, Mara, you're up.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull out my warhammer, and I'm gonna run up to. Oh, let me pick the right one. Run
I
up to
do
this guy
that.
and-
I do that so much.
Yep.
Let me see if I hit here.
Advantage, by the way.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe not.
You miss him.
Let me try. Can I try again?
Yep.
Have you switched dice at all, Mara?
I don't know how.
I'll explain it to you.
Now or later?
Later.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
This is starting to look very similar.
Yeah.
I know.
Can I
Yes.
use the rest of my movement to stay back?
So if you move back, he gets an opportunity attack at you.
But that would be his only thing that he could do because of the mind sliver effect.
It's not a reaction. He can still have a reaction, but as far as the spell goes, it's movement, bonus action, or action that it
Okay.
relegates him to. But he still has a reaction.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Interesting.
I know.
Okay. I'll chance it then.
Okay. Yeah. I think he got you. Yeah. Just a natural 17. So he just catches you.
Is it just catches her? Because then I will bend luck, and make him take 3 off of that.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. He misses.
Nice. Yay. Thank you.
You feel the
I will
wind.
reach out my hand and just grab and twist, and you guys see like the tail hit her, and then it doesn't.
Nice.
I like it. All right. Roger, you're up.
All right. So which one? Okay. So you know what? I'm going to keep focusing on this guy. So we'll just swingy. How battered is he looking?
Both of them look pretty. They look pretty worse for wear.
18.
Yeah. 18 hits.
For 11 plus. Okay, 6, 17 damage on that one.
All right.
Second attack will miss. Man, I've only been 50% tonight.
All right. I believe Terrence is up.
All right. So,
My turn.
Smite should still be operational. Divine Smite should still be operational on my hits.
Well, it's as you hit. So when you make this next swing, if you hit, you have the option of making another smite.
I see.
It's not an activation.
Okay.
It's a per attack.
Okay. Then, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Let me see what the first one does.
21 hits.
Okay. Oh, 5 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to use Smite.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your smite damage.
All right. Let me. I got to watch that. That's. Another 8. And so that's 8 more points. And my second action is to swing again. Oh, but I missed.
Okay. All right. So he takes additional 8 more damage. It's on your second. All right, yeah. Both of them at this point are, they're just barely hanging on. Their body forms are actually just kind of starting to sway side to side and just hurt.
It won't fit around their necks. We took it off of a medium troll. It won't fit on a huge worm. I wish, buddy. I could see myself riding these suckers through tunnels, okay?
Maybe the collar will morph. I don't
Clean
know.
up the underworld. I'll try, but I don't know if they're gonna live. DM with the collar fit.
Let's take a look. 'Cause I don't know.
Is it one of those magic items that like adjusts to size?
I'm just thinking if we could at least take one of these things, maybe we could sick it on we can heal it back up to full health and then sick it on the men that are behind the door.
That's fair.
You know, that ought to take a few of them out.
It would keep them busy
Definitely keep them busy.
while we dealt with the cauldron.
Exactly.
Make a dexterity check.
Me?
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
Is it my turn?
You're wanting to put the collar on them.
I mean, I'll do it. Oh, sorry, that was a saving throw. My bad. That was a saving throw. That's not what I wanted to do. Dex check. I apologize sincerely. That's nope, not much better.
You wouldn't be able to.
Negative Ghost Rider. Sorry, Raj.
Good plan. Unfortunately, not very well executed.
Yes, you asked the wrong person to jump 30 feet in the air. What am I, LeBron?
You and I could have done it, but yeah.
All right, Albus, you're up.
All right, I am going to again hold out my hand and say a few words and flick out a firebolt to this one right here.
Okay.
Ooh, so close.
It definitely hits.
All right, 6 damage.
Nice.
We're whittling them away.
Perfect. Yeah. So as you watch this firebolt leave Albus's hand, it slams into it. It lets out just this massive roar. You watch as his head kind of flicks up to the side, kind of whirls around for a second, slams down to the ground. He be dead.
Okay. Then I'm going to use 2 sorcery points and do the same thing to the other one.
All right, go for it.
I think I'll use my inspiration for this.
I was about to say, you just missed with the 16.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
24 most definitely hits.
And that is 6 damage.
All right. Hey, Albus, how do you want to do this?
Alright.
Albus to the rescue.
So I'm against the wall. I'm just like watching everything. I'm going to flick one and watch it die. And then I'll spin my hand around, flick it again, and this one will just take it right through the eye. And the last one, you'll see the whole skull, like kind of like an X-ray. You'll see the skull inside, and just go, and it.
Nice. I love it.
I don't have to catch this thing or anything. Do
You don't. So as he kind of lets out his final gurgling death sound, he kind of folds in backwards over to the charring, flaming pile of garbage behind him, and his body just kind of roasts, which is not helping the smell of the room at all.
Okay.
Well, at least the smell will disguise the smell.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. That was fun. Let's get out of here.
Let's find a spider corpse and pretend it killed it. We have a calling card now.
Let's just leave.
Or that.
Yeah.
Happily. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm
done.
Okay. It's time to go this way.
All right.
Deep breath of not so
All right.
nasty
All right,
air.
so everyone, leave your
Basically.
token alone for just a second. I'm gonna make
Okay.
it. I'm gonna make it a little bit easier.
Raja is really sad that the collar idea did not work out.
There's always next time. You
That's
know,
right.
maybe it'll be
It
more
was a really
appropriate.
good idea.
All right, so
I have suggestion real quick.
yep, go for it.
Yeah.
Just for the group.
Yes.
Holds up the black vial. Looks around.
Interestingly enough, Better Duck, this is Terrence speaking to you. Interestingly enough, I was going to ask you if there was any possible chance of you reanimating these things to help to fight for us. Since they were already dead anyways, it wouldn't matter.
That's fair. But would they be under the control of the person who fed them the vial?
Yeah.
Or the creator of, or the one who fed it them in the first place. That is the question. I guess.
I'm not super into to gambling on that.
Do we really want to waste the one vial of death we have?
That is very good. Point.
Yeah.
Bear Deck will actually put that back. He was just kind of, he heard Muriel's idea. He started as a kind of a, oh, what about this? And then he actually
guess
thought about it.
It would be fun, but we have no guarantee they'd listen to you.
That's true.
We might have
All
to
right, so do we go back the way we went, or we try and see if there's another like around, like keep going the other way?
Well, I think that at this point, let's go ahead and make a right and go down this and see where it takes us.
All right, I'm fine with that.
So we're going the way that I'm pinging.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, whoops.
Sure.
I went the wrong way.
Start
Yes.
making
We're
your
going
way
this
down
way.
the hall.
Walking
There.
Holly.
So now we come up to another one. Great.
All right, check for traps.
So Terrence will check for traps. That's a perception. Oh my gosh.
I have
Natural 1.
Oh my gosh.
You're like,
You're
it's safe.
blind.
I have
You know,
6
I'll-
night vision. Let's see.
I'll
4. Not
check.
much better.
So Terrence, you catch an arrow in the knee for 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Oh.
Used to be a
So
good,
it got
a
me.
good soldier, and then you took an arrow to the
That's
knee.
right.
Right now I'm looking down at this thing sticking in my knee going, dang it.
Dang
That
it.
could have hurt.
It's just as my ancestors told me.
That's right.
All good warriors take an arrow to the knee.
All right.
Are we all running past again? Tick, tick,
Yeah,
tick, tick, tick.
it's ticking.
Yeah.
I'm running past because that
Wait,
was
does this
crap.
other hallway go down even
There's
further?
so where
There's
you're
a door.
standing is almost an alcove. It does not actually go north.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So we gotta keep going.
Yep.
Okay.
Or, yeah, is it an alcove or is there like a hidden door?
You
Good
can
perception.
you can make an
Would that be
investigation check.
investigation?
Hey, would my 19 perception reveal anything before I roll with advantage?
It's a wall. There's nothing there.
Okay.
It's a wall.
All
I
right.
can see that it's a wall.
We're open-minded players.
That's right.
Okay, we're gonna keep going. I don't want to get hit by the arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've cultivated an expectation of the unexpected in this game, Brandon.
Hey, that's what I like.
Which is good. Okay, now we see a hallway.
Hey, hallway.
Okay, I see that it.
I see a pit. I see
Yes.
a pit.
So
Good idea.
as you make your way around this last bend, you look up the hallway as Raja goes forward with his sword still aflame as your torch. There are 2 statues, both flanking the left and right side of the hallway. The one on the left side as you're looking north is a figure of a beautiful woman with her hand held out. The other across appears to be some bearded gentleman with what appears to be a book, but there's nothing. It's hollowed out, so it's about 2 inches deep in the shape of a book.
So, like, a book should go there.
The evil book.
Really?
I
Better
ain't pulling
duck.
it out and putting it there.
Really?
So
It's
now,
already
are these statues, or are they like the other statue we found that it's like a door statue?
I don't know. Make an investigation check.
I will also do so.
Yeah,
Why not?
I guess we all should, huh?
14. I'm going to guide myself with it.
I
17
just know.
total.
I can tell it's
Yeah.
a statue.
A
Yes.
12.
Yeah, so you just by there being kind of these indentions in both statues, you know that they do something, but you have you can't discern one way or the other if there's anything behind them, or if they're or if they help with the door that's north of where you're at right now.
So the one with the hand sticking out. Where's the indention in that? Is it in the
It's
hand? Or?
it's in the palm of the hand, and it's kind of a long. It kind of runs the length of the hand itself. It's probably no more than maybe about a quarter of an inch to a half inch wide.
Do we have anything that can fit into these crevices?
What is it that's supposed to go in there?
Well, one's a book. So did we want to just put a random book in there? Like, was it somebody said something about an evil book?
The book we got from the
Well,
altar.
Yeah.
We
I really
rescued
don't
Lord
want to.
Storm's children.
Want to try and put that on there?
Do we have any other books?
I got my personal journal, but I'm not super stoked about putting that in a random statue.
I'm not
No.
super stoked about putting an evil book in a random statue.
Since I'm assuming that he didn't write it down, Raja found a book on one of the cultists.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, you're right. I didn't write that down.
Yeah.
I would have put that in the bag of holding. honestly,
Right.
'cause, I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't hold on to that.
So I look at Raja and ask, well, do you want to use that book?
Sure. I haven't even really looked at the book.
Okay.
let's look at the
Okay.
book before you potentially destroy it.
Or if I did,
Terrence
I
pulls
don't.
it out. What do I do?
don't really
Use
remember.
perception to see what it is?
Since it's in your hand, make an investigation check.
I'm going to do the same because I feel like books would help. Would be my.
Oh, a natural 20.
Does
Wow.
I need to?
Yes. So as you actually take the time to start flipping through the book, a lot of it is it's vaguely written, almost maybe in some type of cipherable code. Nothing major though. A couple keywords kind of stick out here and there. The name Cardax actually does appear in a few different places, and also the Dragonscale Islands, and there's mention of another island. It doesn't give the name. It just says the Northern Island, and that's what you get out of the book.
Okay, so I share this with everybody.
Wonderful.
And then I ask, are you sure you want me to put this book in here?
I don't understand. I mean, I don't see what else we could do.
I don't either, but just want to make sure. So I walk over and put the book in the thing.
All right. So as you place the book in, kind of folded in half, you watch as the pages magically start flipping themselves, and the book slams itself shut. The eyes on the statue glow red, and you hear you just hear a loud click sound, almost as if something is unlocking itself.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
The door that is here, but you really haven't gotten. You're far enough in that you would definitely see the door.
Yeah.
There are two very large, almost not quite serpent, but kind of in that design. And you watch as one of them kind of slowly slithers down and unlocks itself. but one still remains.
So I turn to you guys. We have to put something in the other one because it needs something.
Describe the indentation on the woman's hand again. Please.
So it is. So if you're looking at your own palm, it
Yes.
runs just on the other side of the thumb, all the way through the palm. It's about as deep as a standard pen would be, like a writing pen, just as a reference.
Did we find anything else on the cultists? I remember finding some gold, but
Perhaps a blade or a quill?
Or a wand?
I'm guessing because a book is in his hand, perhaps a quill would be in hers. Albus, do you have a spare quill?
I think so. I've been writing with one, so I'll take one of my quills out and I'll try putting it in her hand.
Okay. So as you do, the hand just sits there, and there's no reaction.
I would have been so proud of myself.
Must be something they have to have.
What about a dagger? Mara, you threw a dagger recently.
Oh, that's right.
Did you ever pick
I
it
think
up?
I've got no, but I
Mara
think I've got,
sprints back and makes the maze and picks up her
Roger.
dagger.
I have an extra dagger as well.
Let's
Oh,
try
did I
that.
only have one? Dang it.
I have an extra dagger, so I'll take my dagger and I'll put it in her hand.
Okay. So same thing. As the dagger sits in the statue's hand, there's no reaction.
Has to be something that they would have had. If
Yes.
book came from them, then something that they have must be what opens this one.
Well, they had daggers. Did we ever pick up one of the cultists' daggers? I did, actually.
Did you?
I specifically remember arming myself with
'cause
my
you-
sword and my mace.
Yeah.
I pick up my dagger and put it in the place instead.
Okay. So as the cultist dagger sits in the palm of the hand, there's no reaction.
Yes. Okay.
Did we pick up a mace? Did we pick up anything like that?
No.
Where'd that head go? Dang it.
Well, we have a few more. They're just a little more rotten.
I don't know what better I
Are
can
there
even do
any
in
other
this situation.
hints in this room? Any kind of writing or carvings, maybe?
Yeah, is there any clues? Like, does this shape look like something specific, or is it just a groove?
It's as from what you can tell, and even with Terrence's natural 20 on his investigation check, from what you can tell, it looks like a standard groove. There's nothing within the room that would indicate what exactly it is that you're looking for.
Okay, I'll just randomly pour some water in the groove
Okay.
from my water skin.
It spills from both sides of the hand, and no reaction.
Mara, you want to?
Yeah, it's just like I said, the statue is just an extremely gorgeous woman. The other one being the bearded gentleman with his book.
Does anybody recognize the woman herself?
Can I roll a history?
Sure, go for it.
I'm gonna guide myself. 15 total.
No, it just nothing that stands out from a.
Is she attired as if she would be like a mage or royalty?
She's kind of from. You have to remember, you're looking at a statue, so it's kind of hard to describe a flowing dress
Sure.
in statue form. But it appears to be like a well-fit, like nice dress. Kind of ornate carvings around it make it look like she might be, or would have been, probably some type of prominent figure.
Okay.
Does anybody have a wand or a staff?
I have neither.
I have my staff.
Nope.
Now, is her hand vertical or is it horizontal? Like it's handed?
Horizontal.
I don't think the staff would go in there.
It wouldn't.
'Cause
A staff would not fit within the groove.
Okay. But a wand probably would.
Yeah, a standard wand would fit.
Yeah.
But none of them had a wand.
No.
I hate to say, but I think we are missing. We haven't collected this component yet.
So
Okay.
we need to go kill some people to get it.
Potentially.
Or ask them nicely.
I
But I'd rather
suppose,
kill them.
I don't suppose my zone of truth would bring anything out of the statue.
No,
That would be kind of funny. All of a sudden, the statue talks.
right?
I don't think that would work.
No. I was trying to think of what else we would have that.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if it looks like a magical, like if it would, like if, or no, I'll just do this. I'll just cast. Let's see, what can I cast on there?
I mean, I have detect magic, but I doubt it would help at this moment.
Yeah, detect magic wouldn't tell us, would it?
But maybe it like absorbs magic or something. I
It
don't
would
know.
tell us the school of magic, but that wouldn't be extremely useful.
I'm just gonna cast mending at it, see if it absorbs the magic.
Okay. It just nothing happens. There's no reaction. Yeah.
Okay. I pull a crossbow bolt out and place it in there.
It just sits there. Nothing happens.
Okay, put it back.
Mara thinks that we're probably gonna need to go back and like take on those other cultists.
Yeah.
And based on what happened last time, as she recalls being spat on with blood, they're probably not gonna just be okay with just talking to us.
I mean, I got a pretty high persuasion.
I could do with a short rest before we do. Do we want to take a moment?
I could do with a long rest before we do, but yeah, I get it.
I mean, I didn't want to be greedy, but I could do a long
Yeah.
rest. Not because of the damage, but because it would rejuvenate me.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking too. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I know, but I think we've only been like in here like 4 hours. I think we gotta wait at least another.
Yeah.
16.
That's
yeah,
fair. But if a short rest would at the very least give me my warlock spells back.
Well, to be honest, well, it took about, 2 or 3 hours to get down to the entrance, been down here for about 4 hours, so, I mean, it's pushing about 8 hours. We could probably do a long rest down here. We would just have to make sure that we're doing watches and...
yeah. We would have to set up 2 people per watch.
Oh, definitely. And we're kind of cornered, so, like, if that
Yeah.
door... We don't know what's on the other side of that door.
We could, I don't want to... I whisper so Mara can't hear. We could go back to the garbage room.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
think we'd
sure
be
that-
able to rest
No.
in there.
Yeah.
There's smoldering trash on
Yeah.
top of.
Smoldering trash.
Here.
I think so.
I will. I would say that based off of where you were at, you would do good maybe to get in a short rest. There is probably not a spot close to where you're at right now that you could make a long rest.
Okay.
Okay.
So we could probably short rest in this little alcove for a bit.
That would suit
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. So yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, 30 minutes goes by. You have your short rest. And honestly, I think that is. I think that's where we're gonna end the session for tonight.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Oh, I didn't
So-
realize it.
Yeah, no, time definitely flew by. We covered quite a bit. Again, for anybody that might have joined us live or will be watching, thank you for joining us. Feel free to
Yeah.
come and check us out on YouTube at the Holy Roller D&D group, and then also follow those links in any of the videos to our Facebook page. And reminder, we will see you the first week of October. So, good night. God bless.
God bless.
God bless.
Bye.